Thank you so much for joining us again on CageSide. My name is Wes.
I'm the Rage.
Let's get the show on the road with some IFC3 results. IFC3, my man, 15th of June.
What a show.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, it was a great
backstage
event.
with you, dude. First event that was really massive for us. Let's have a chat about Jedi versus Volpe. Hey, very anticipated fight this, hey?
Yeah, it was planned to be a big fight. Ended up being I don't know, a bit of a disappointment. Volpe, as we said, just he needs to put in the effort on the ground. I don't know if he has been putting it in, but Jedi made him look ridiculous. Again, obviously got zero respect for Jedi as a fighter, but for the fact that he's got exceptional ground game, that's something you can't take away from him. How he took Volpe's back, how he controlled it from there, that was something special.
That's it, hey? Right out of the Rage's mouth there. Not a drop of respect for Jedi. On the other hand, though, I like Jedi. He's pretty cool. I like the Q-Tex dude. Stay cool. Yeah, man, Mr. Magnificent. We saw him at the weigh-ins, and he looked so imposing, you know, like he was going to impose his will on Jedi. The night came, the fight started, and that just never happened.
He never showed up to fight, in my opinion. He really looked and talked the part that he put in the hours. The way Jedi shot on him, got that single, took him down. It was just it was embarrassing. I was really looking forward to seeing some blood, and Volpe just never threw nothing. He never showed up to fight.
And that's the whole thing. Jedi told him, I'm not going to stand with you, I'm going to take you down in the press conference.
We knew it was happening, and
took him down, and he actually made him look amateur, and I was really disappointed in that, you know. Having a look at Volpe, I think Volpe's lost now 4 or 5 on the trot, all via rear naked choke.
That's going to tell you to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate what you're spending your time on. At some point I was riding two in a row as well, arm bars, and not spending enough time on it. You got to go there, you got to spend the hours, and you got to make sure that you're able to fight an all-round game. You can't come in there claiming I'm this K1 champion. Great, we know, then go fight K1. You want to fight MMA, you got to train MMA.
No, for sure, man. Then probably the most exciting fight of the night that got fighter of the night, fight of the night, knockout of the night as far as I'm concerned, and a little later on in the show as well. It's going to be our video of the month. There's you against the 5-0 MFC middleweight champion. I believe he's not the champion anymore, as far as my knowledge goes. Jason Pretorius, dude. What a fight. I was with Gordon backstage, you know, wrapping his hands, having a look at him, walking out with him into the cage as well. What an honor it was being there for your last amateur fight, and just watching you handle yourself this way. I mean, it's you guys will have a look at the video later on. It was magnificent. Do you tell us about this?
It was a phenomenal event. They when I say they imagine, they put up an event for amateurs that they didn't handle like an amateur event. It was a great show. They put up all the smoke, all the mirrors, treated us like we were decent fighters, like we were pro caliber fighters, and I was just glad we could end up putting up a performance that matched the amount of effort that they had put back into us as the fighters. Chris, Steve, thanks guys. You really made something special there. And as far as the fight went, have a look at that video. It's hours of hard work that's been put in. Renee's been working with my footwork, my movement. It clearly shows in this fight, all 56 seconds of it or so. But
60 seconds.
But I'm happy for the result. I'll take it, and I just want to build on this going forward. It's like I said in the last show. It's just another obstacle that was in the way. I needed to run through it. I ran through it. And I'm looking for somebody to put up another obstacle, step up, and let's see.
Awesome, man. Listen, once again, massive respect to Jason Pretorius and his training compliment. A lot of the fans out there don't know, but the pre-fight banter is extremely important. So there'll be a lot of smack talk from both the camps. This does not mean that we do not respect the other camp, and vice versa. It's just smack talk, and a lot of the fans out there need to take this to heart, you know, and realize that as long as you don't get personal, hyping a fight and building the whole area around it is very, very, very important. So Jason, massive respect to you, my man. I know you're going to be coming back. You're definitely not a small fry. But now, Mr. Rudman, you have gone professional. You've done your pro license, which you passed with flying results, my man. What is next on the cards for you, my man? Who do you want to fight?
I don't know. I've made a career of not picking opponents ever. I've been that I don't know, uneducated fighter that's just always said, oh, hey, great, we've got an idea. Let's fight this guy. Yeah, sweet, let's fight him. So what next? Let's see what Chris and them decide. Whatever Chris wants from me. If they want me fighting GSP at their next show, let's do it. I'll fight him.
Damn right. If the paychecks are right.
That's it. If the fight makes sense, I'll take it. And again, put up the obstacle. Let's run through it and take it from there. As long as it's a step in the right direction, I'm happy to take the fight.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, please check out Imagine Fighting Championships. All of the details are on Facebook as well. Have a look at the bottom here as well. This is their Facebook link. Please check them out. Yeah, man. And this brings us to the first installment of MMA Essentials with Luca.
How's it, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of MMA Essentials with Gianluca. Tonight we're going to talk about something really important in the MMA field, groin protection. Guys, I can't overstate the importance of having a really good groin guard in this sport especially. Basically, we've got 2 kinds of groin guards that we work with within MMA. First of all, we've got a strap-on groin guard, and we've got a groin guard that gets inserted into your compression shorts. The difference between the 2 kinds of groin guards is just a question of preference. This one, the strap-on one, some guys find it a little bit more bulky and not as comfortable. Some guys find this one more comfortable. There is a slight difference in price. This one you're looking at about $100 from your local sports shop like Mr. Price Sport or a Sportsman's Warehouse. The Shock Doctor alternative that fits directly into your compression shorts, you're looking at about 300 to 500 Rand, just depending on the kind of cup. Like I said, guys, really, there's not much of a difference in terms of the quality. It's just a question of personal preference. Myself, I prefer actually the cheaper alternative. I just find it more comfortable and, you know, easier to wear. But the importance of any one of these 2 can't be overstated, guys. Get yourself a groin guard. Protection is paramount. Okay, guys. So next week we're going to be covering mouth guards as another form of important protection in MMA. Cool, guys. Been awesome chatting to you guys. Take it easy, train hard, fight easy. This is Gianluca signing out.
27 June, Costa Ianu. Don Madge, Lightweight Championship, EFC Africa 20. The most dominant champion in EFC Africa history returns to the Hexagon to face the future of the lightweight division. Costa Ianu versus Don Madge. Undefeated in the Hexagon, Costa Ianu has defended his champion status against every single opponent placed in front of him. But a new breed of challenger has arrived in Don Madge, the most exciting striker on the continent. Will the undefeated Ianu once again stand victorious, or will the Muay Thai specialist dethrone the champ? Costa Ianu versus Don Madge. EFC Africa 20, Thursday, 27 June, Carnival City. Tickets and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.
EFC Africa 20.
What a show. What a show, man.
Greatest cards I have ever seen. I think for all the naysayers and all the guys that, you know, like giving Graham crap about his matchmaking, a lot of people had a lot to say about Don Madge against Costa Ianu. I think he really redeemed himself this time. It was, what a match, what a match.
It was definitely up there in some of the greatest, one of the 3 or so greatest EFC events we've had so far. Main event, arguably one of the best main events, maybe rivaled by the Pitbull Soldier Boy. Yeah. I don't know, this one probably took over from that one as the best ever. And Jack Barrow on show, that was amazing as well.
It was sick.
Gideon really pulled that one off nicely. But I think let's have a chat about this Fred Johan fight.
We have differing views there.
Definitely. I've got no doubt that I believe the judges messed it up. Johan won that fight. Freddie, big respect to you, guy. You really put up a big fight. I saw you whispering in Johan's ear while you were lying on your back. I knew that you were frustrated, but I felt that Johan got the control. He kept the control. He brought that fight to Freddie, and he made Freddie uncomfortable. He put him in positions that he didn't want to be, and I was impressed how he escaped a couple of Freddie's triangles. Freddie's got that triangle that we all know, if it lands, it's over, and this time it landed and it wasn't over.
Yeah.
So I think the judges robbed him there. You obviously disagree with me?
I don't agree with that. You know, my whole thing is, yes, Johan did have top control, but being in control and not being the aggressor. This being MMA and not jits, as Chris Bright pointed out on Twitter as well. Johan did not have a work rate while on top. Fred had the superior work rate. A lot of elbows to the shoulders, a lot of heels to the kidneys. Look, it was by no means an easy victory. A very, very, very close fight, but in my books, I still give it to...
without wasting a lot of time on it, it's one of those classic cases where I think the MMA judging system fails again. Because you're right, Freddie was definitely the more active fighter, looking at the damage when they were lining up to be announced winner. Johan looked like the fighter that took a beating, but while it's inked black and white, my opinion, the rules are fairly clear. The fight took place where Johan wanted it to take place. There was a couple of exchanges in the punching arena throughout the fight that I felt they both kind of scored a point. It was very even. So can't take away Johan's takedowns, and while the rules stand as they are, I thought I would have given it to him. Want to make a mention that I have absolutely nothing to do with the scoring system happening at EFC. So it is what it is. It's in the books. And Fred, you're riding a 3-fight win streak, my man. I really hope your next one sets you up for a shot at Don. Unfortunately, we know Costa's already now in there, and you called for Costa. But let's see what they throw at you. The lightweight division is super stacked.
Definitely. Hey,
so there's a lot of good fights for you to have. And Johan, back to the drawing board, bro. I really look forward to seeing you fight again.
Yeah, awesome, man. All right, then we had Gareth versus Tumelo. A lot of people coming out saying that Gareth did not win that fight, that he was beaten. That's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. Yeah. Tumelo landed some devastating shots at him. Yes, definitely. Round 1 goes to Tumelo.
No doubt.
Very, very, very closely, though. For those of you who don't agree with that, go and watch the fight again. Have a look at how long Gareth was in control, how long Gareth had his back. Gareth then came back round 2 and 3. He realized that he was not going to overpower Tumelo and played the point scoring game, and he outscored him, plain and simple.
Let's start off my side of this by saying that I think it was a horrible fight. Soldier Boy, Tumelo, you guys put up a horrible fight.
Yeah.
Then I want to give the credit to Soldier Boy for doing what I believe is a smart, intelligent fighter's way of fighting. Not my way of fighting, but it's a way of fighting. He avoided the big power punches that he was clearly made aware of in round 1. Tumelo hit him with a couple of big ones. And if we just have to run through the highlights of the fight, Tumelo landed those couple of big punches. Thereafter, he was walking forward, throwing nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Soldier Boy was going for those takedowns. Yes, he wasn't landing them. When he was landing them, he got back control. He was going for the chokes. Thereafter, he was circling off. He was moving, landing leg kicks. No doubt in my mind, Gareth, you took that fight. I'm not too sure what everybody's crying about. Walking forward's not going to win you no fight. And the fact that he didn't engage a power puncher, I don't know if you can call yourself an intelligent fan if you want somebody to stand in the pocket with somebody you clearly cannot.
Brilliant.
So he played a good game, and I think he took that fight. 29-28, Soldier Boy.
Definitely. Then Gideon Drotsky against Donnie. These guys came in. They really put it all on the line. Probably one of the most entertaining fights out there. Donnie, my man.
Hard luck, boy. Hard luck. I made it clear in the first show that I didn't think Gideon had enough to stop you.
I was right. Let me just mention that again.
You were.
Right on, brother.
Gideon, you put up a big fight, bro. I really think that he showed us that he's definitely championship caliber.
He's the real deal.
He's the real deal. Let's backtrack on what a show he put up coming to that cage as well. Orchestrating all of that, it's really entertaining. This is what the sport's about.
It's big time for EFC now. Hey, Stupid Sport, HD, EFC. This is what needs to happen now. It's got to be a big show.
Donnie got put in uncomfortable positions. I could see his movement was being stopped or countered by Gideon very nicely. And to get that submission on the end the way he did...
After all the escapes.
You're the champion, my man. You're the champion.
That's it, my man. And I also believe Gideon, in my little humble opinion, I think Gideon could drop down to middleweight and very possibly be a champion in 2 divisions.
Let's run this light heavyweight thing first. Let's unify this belt. I just said you're the champion. You're the champion for now, sir. You still got to fight the champ. If the champ's going to make a comeback, we need to unify that belt. If not, we need to vacate it and make you the champion. And let's defend it once or twice. The division isn't a really stacked division, and I think you're in for a lot of nasty fights if you go to middleweight. So depending what your career plans are going forward, for now, enjoy being the 93 champ. And let's see from there.
Yeah, best of luck, brother. Then, of course, the main event, Don Madge, the overwhelming non-favorite against Castellano with his army and Fight Force, Fight Fit militia. I mean, everybody. It was what a massive main event. It was so awesome. Seriously.
Greatest main event EFC's ever seen. I said just now, I was thinking, could it be trumped by that Soulja Boy fight? No. This was the greatest main event we've ever seen. Don Madge, in my opinion, I put out a tweet at about 11 o'clock Thursday morning saying Don Madge for the win. But it was a hard thing. I wanted Don Madge to put up a good fight, but in my mind, I didn't give him a chance. I didn't think he had what it took to beat Costa. I thought maybe if something lucky happened, you never know, it's MMA. But he went out there and he Costa. He grinded him out, he beat him up in his own game. Big respect to Costa, man, you're a warrior too. Yeah. First loss, and I don't know, reevaluate where you at. You making that jump to fight a welter that's been talking trash. So big respect to you. I've always kind of supported your way of winning. But Don Madge is fucking legit, man. That guy he's it, bro. Straight up. I don't know. I don't really know what EFC's going to do with him next. I don't know where they're going to find somebody that can do what he did on Thursday night. That was phenomenal.
Definitely, hey. Probably one of the best EFCs that we have ever seen.
Well, for now, we got on the 25th of July, we got EFC 21 coming up. So right, let's see.
The continent's two best featherweights will clash in the hexagon as the undefeated champion DeMart the Wolf Penna takes on the Durban bad boy and BJJ specialist Abdul Hollywood Hassan. And two giants will collide for a shot at the heavyweight title as the Angolan wrecking machine Bernardo the Black Panther Makishi goes to war with the striking colossus and kickboxing king Soares the Guru Kravalar. DeMart Penna versus Abdul Hassan. Bernardo Makishi versus Soares Kravalar. EFC Africa 21, 25 July, Carnival City. Tickets and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.
All right, guys, EFC 21 coming up on the 25th of July. This is going to be a massive event. Almost the entire fight card is set up already, which I think is absolutely awesome. I know there's 3 places open. One of them, I believe, is going to Ron Potts. As far as I've seen on Twitter, with the guy saying that he's definitely
he deserves a chance to fight.
Well, after stopping the apocalypse,
you know, apocalypse did.
Yeah, you know.
No, zero respect for what happened there. You don't show up at weigh-ins and then not show up to fight. You're a fucking fighter, bro. I don't care if unless your hand was totally cut off your body, then get in and fight, guy. Get in and fight. But this event coming up is going to be a big one. I'm stoked to see JC back on the card.
Yeah, man, it's a big name. They're going up a weight class.
Coming down a weight class. So Kolfavel versus Lumbrat is going to be a big fight. JC fighting in the weight class I believe he belongs. Taking on a big challenge. Jason ain't no walkover, so that's going to be a big one. Same fight with the fight that never happened. That's now going to happen. Dave Bursky versus Radley. 2 ferocious Muay Thai strikers. They've both shown us that they possess that striking ability. I really hope that the two are going in there with the game plan to throw leather. That has fight of the night written all over it if they do.
I believe so. Hey, Bursky Army all the way. Hey, definitely.
All the way. Then on that Bursky Army thing, we got Gareth versus Francois Groenewald.
Whoa.
This fight has been begging to be made for about 2 years. 3 years. The guys fought both separately. They fought in the amateur ranks, and people were calling for this fight. Then the pros came, and people were calling for this fight. So now we're going to see. Francois has clearly been putting a lot of hours into the muscle. And Gareth, we all know the Bursky Army. That guy's permanently training. So I think it's going to be a nail biter. It's one of those on the edge things. Can Francois nullify Gareth's power? Can Gareth avoid Francois' jiu-jitsu? Yeah. That's as simple as it is. So I don't know. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. Then we have Soares Kravalar against Bernardo Makishi for a #1 contender spot. No disrespect to any one of those two fighters. I at this point in time don't believe that either of them would be ready for a number one contender spot. I know Soars has built up a win streak now. Bernardo, won another match after he lost to Rowan. I just think that the division is too thin at this point in time to be just handing out number one contender.
Well, I understand. No dig at Grain for the matchmaking at all. I understand the champs have to fight. We need to set up guys to fight the champ. I just don't understand the logic here. Bernardo's going to go out there, he's going to smash Soars. Then we're going to put him in his, fifth, I don't know, title fight. And then what? And hope that he lands something big so that he then's the champion. I don't get the logic here. Let Bernardo fight, let Soars fight, let the fight happen. But giving the guy a title shot after that, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe they put up a big fight. Maybe we have to eat our words at our next show. But let's see.
I agree. Then Martin van Staden against Fadipe.
The Irishman.
From Ireland. It's look, Martin's stand-up is massive, man. I love watching this guy.
The guy throughout the industry is hailed for his punching power. He hits like a freight train, I believe. So I've got no doubt in my mind Martin will pull through the win there. He's going to be hungry. He's going to be fired up after what happened in the Speechley fight. So the awkwardness of Fadipe is something that he's got to have to bear in mind. He's going to have to keep that back there. But Fadipe, I wasn't impressed. There was a lot of hype about this guy coming, and I wasn't impressed. I think Martin's just going to slaughter him first round, knock him out cold probably, and then from there I hope he calls for that strap.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I think Fadipe coming with a lot of international experience. For you guys out there who don't know about it, the MMA scene in Ireland and in the UK is massive, guys. And when I say massive, there are so many different organisations down there, especially in Ireland. Those guys bang, man.
There's big fights. There's big fights over there. There's a lot of passion over there, as you can imagine. But I don't know. Some of our fighters in this country are putting in the hours. They're putting in the effort, and I think they. When I say they're on par with those levels of international opponents, I'm not saying on par with the UFC. Don't have a go at our hate mail saying our guys can't last there. Yes, our guys can't last there. But the UK, the Ireland scene, I don't think they're ahead of the South African fight scene at this point in time. So that's an interesting fight. My call staying Martin by destruction in the first, and we'll see from there.
Awesome, man. Then we get up to the main event, one that I'm.
Wow, that's all I got to say is wow. I don't know. Hollywood has done nothing but I don't know, outlast ass beatings and then
he's got no respect for anybody, and this is our opinion, and like we said in the previous show, you don't have to always agree with our opinion, but this is our opinion. He's got no respect for anybody. He beat Gareth Bierski by lying on him. Yes, he won the fight by doing that, and he got the win. No doubt, he won the fight.
He won the fight, but he hasn't done enough.
You want to win a fight like that? No, I don't think so.
We may actually for the first time ever see Pena finish a fight.
He's going to tear him apart, man.
He can finish this guy.
He is going to tear him apart.
He has to avoid that big power wrestling that Hollywood's going to bring. Don't think Hollywood's jiu-jitsu is going to really affect Pena too much. My call on this is Pena via third or fourth round finish. And let's see when fight night comes.
Yeah, man, look, I agree with you. Hollywood should remain in Hollywood. He is make-believe. He's an actor. He's not a real fighter. Pena, round 2, ground and pound. It's over for you, my man, plain and simple. Yeah, that's how it is. All right, man, next up we're going to have a chat to Jason DeToy about Nux.com. What's up, guys? I'm here with Jason DeToy from Nux.com. Jason runs a website called Nux.com, right at the bottom here, if you guys can check that shit out. Jason, please tell us about your website, what you guys are about, and yeah, man, the guys should go and check it out.
Yeah, basically, look, Nux started from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Got a whole lot of reporters right around the States and the US, and basically reporting on all fight scenes, boxing, kickboxing, MMA, fitness, whatever we need. Mika Frankel from CageSide.com, he gave me the opportunity to work for Nux. And yeah, basically I'll be setting up interviews, and all one knows what's going out there, and I want the world to know what's going on in our MMA in South Africa. So interviews, man, woman, amateur, professional, wherever you are, I want to get your opinion and I want to get us know.
That's awesome, man. Jason, out of all of your interviews, dude, who do you think has been like your coolest interview so far that the fans should go and check out?
I must admit it had to have been the Biersky brothers. Yeah, definitely. I interviewed them all at the same time. That's before Matt was professional. By the way, congrats on your UFC debut win. It was phenomenal. Yeah, very humble guys, very spiritual, and they're the real deal.
Yeah, they're so awesome, man. Guys, please go and check out Nux.com as per the website details once again. These guys really, they try and invest in the fight game, not only MMA, but all the other facets that go along with it. All right, man. Next up, let's have a look at the fight results for a massive event that happened a couple of weeks ago. Fight Start 3. Against Morné Prinsloo. What a fight. I know a lot of people are calling this the fight of the year, but before we talk about that fight, let me have a chat about Pierre Botha versus Tumasang Madiba. Pierre beating Madiba in a 3-round game. I know Madiba afterwards came out once again complaining about being...
But it feels like that's the running deal with Madiba, for me at least, is he's always in these epic fights, and all I ever remember is Madiba then messing it up at the end by talking a lot, by complaining, by this. Madiba, if you want to complain, man, finish the fights, guy. Finish the fights. Then there's no worry about this.
Yeah, Pierre.
But you're going those 3 rounds and you're crying about the decisions all the time. I didn't see the fight myself, so but again, all I hear about the fight is Madiba complaining. So. I don't know. I'm getting up to here with it.
Yeah, to me, that really tarnished Pierre's win. Pierre, of course, prior to that fight, lost against Mark Hume. Pierre came back and he played the safe game in essence, but he put Madiba on his ass and he controlled him. And he controlled him by being aggressive on top and staying busy. So yeah, look, I have a lot of love for Madiba, but at the end of the day, dude, this is not the way that you should be conducting yourself. You come out of a camp with very, very, very humble guys.
Jurgen is a great guy, and I know he's not the guy that's been teaching those kind of behaviors. So Rio Grappling got big respect for them. They're fighters, guys that train with them, JP Kruger and Francois. Those guys are humble guys. They're badass fighters, and they conduct themselves properly. It would be wise for you to take a page out of their book, guy.
Yeah, man, a loss is a loss. Deal with it and move on.
Then the other Botha brother.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah.
What a punch.
Hundred against Mark Hume, but let's not take anything away from Mark Hume.
Let me tell you about a fight with Mark Hume a year and a half back. I've been in wars, I've been in fights, I've been hit a lot. Nobody's hit me like Mark Hume's hit me. That guy hit me hard back then. And he's got a chin. I hit him back hard, and that boy kept fighting. He ended up on his back from a few punches, and he kept fighting, beat me in that armbar. So big respect to Mark. He's clearly stepped up his game quite some, and beat Pierre a while back. And then came Henry with that big punch. Damn, he was flying over the cage.
Ridiculous, eh? Absolutely.
What a shot, man. Henry, what a win, guy. I know you guys also did your pro license, the two Botha brothers, and I really look forward to seeing you guys progress on in the scene and continue putting up big fights.
No, definitely. Then, of course, the main event, Kieran Davies against Morné Prinsloo. I had the pleasure of being the MC at this event. Morné Prinsloo came in such an imposing character. He was very, very, very ready for this match, and then came in Kieran Davies. Dude, I've been in the cage with a lot of guys when they do their walk-ins, and I have to tell you, this man is the real...
Kieran Davies is legit.
Yeah.
Let me pause and say Morné Prinsloo is legit.
Yeah.
We said this fight in our previous show that this fight has tremendous potential, and this fight delivered. Spoke to Kieran the other night at EFC, and he says that boy threw him on his head like he's never been thrown.
Yeah, like a rag doll, man.
And Morné, not sure what happened there with that gas tank. I don't know. Kieran went out there and convincingly took a win there via dominant ground and pound towards the end. So big up to both of you guys. You guys have such potential. You guys are the future of the sport.
Definitely.
And EFC, I hope you're really looking at these guys.
Sit up and take notice of these boys.
These boys are the real
These guys
deal,
are
man.
the future. Plain and simple, man. Plain and simple. Fight Star 3, just another absolutely awesome event. Thank you so much for having me there. I really appreciate it. Next Fight Star happening in August. We'll talk about that on our next show.
Looking forward to Fight Stars 4, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Towards the end of August, going to be a good one again. I don't know how they do it, but they keep putting up fights that just deliver every time. So big up to you guys.
Massive. All right, guys, coming up next is something a little controversial. Well, I don't think it could be as controversial as we are, but it is controversial. After missing out on our previous show, please sit back and enjoy our interview with Snide MMA SA.
What's what's up, guys? CageSide with Wes and Rage. I've got an exclusive interview with Snide MMA SA. It's going to be a pretty quick one, so yeah, man, let's get the show on the road. Snide, dude, a question everybody's asking. Are you family of Chuck Norris?
Well, Vessel, I've been told I have somewhat soulful insight regarding certain observations in terms of South African MMA. And as gingers such as C.S. Du Plessis, Tyron Radford, and J.B. Kruger have proved, gingers are lacking in soul, and for that matter, unbiased commentary, a decent chin, and the ability to have a title shot. My family is, however, every individual able to call themselves a fan of MMA.
Alrighty then, dude. How did you get involved in MMA?
Initially, I served as a Twitter intermediary between the athletes and fans. I had the dynamic role of effectively educating the fighters on grammar errors such as your and your. But as dumbing down on EFC Africa athletes became significant, notable athletes like Leo Gloss and Wade Henderson and their tweets turned to hieroglyphics, I turned to a more active role of simply abusing their intellect with the impertinent persona you see nowadays. Lately, my role has just been to infuriate Graham Cartmel and Cairo Howarth by announcing events before they even know about it. I also enjoy making Neil Diesel spend his hard-earned money on private investigators and rewards for my location.
Dude, yeah, you're gonna get lashed for that one. Tell me, why the Snide thing? A lot of people hate you, but most love you.
Tricky question. I've not given it much thought until this very moment. But I would have to say it was due to the lack of absurdity between fighters. Fights were significantly solemn, and Twitter wars, heated remarks, and ruthless dispositions were run-of-the-mill standard. I found now athletes have the ability to laugh at themselves and take what the fans say with a positive criticism. Before this, the only thing we were able to laugh at was Alex Shabab trying to make weight and Dirk Steenekamp fighting himself into his small shirts. And by the way, no need to say but most love you. If you want to say it, just say it.
Alright, dude. What are your thoughts on mixed martial arts in South Africa at this moment?
Well, I think we match the international level and standard with the fighters toe-to-toe, in terms of ego, of course. As a fan, I like to see two unskilled semi-fit men stand squarely and throw looping, unplaced hooks at one another until one falls unconscious or the other tires out. Whichever comes first in this case. Technical, skilled, and well-flowing, continuous ground games and high-level jiu-jitsu and methodical, practical movements are just boring. And that's why we boo them. But on a serious note, as soon as our skills catch up with our ego, we'll be tops. At the moment, I do enjoy amateur events. There's something special about watching fighters put it all on the line for love of the game. No fight purses, no extensive fame, just there to fight. And by amateur, I mean fighters like Ashley Calvert, David Bierski, Gordon Rudman, and, well, the entire World of Warriors gym, basically.
Okay, dude. Thank you, man. What are your thoughts on the next EFC card?
You'll have to follow my Twitter account to know that. Also look for my monthly fighter interviews on Pretty Tough ZA. That's tough with 2 S. Anyway, I'm off. It's hard being in all gyms, all the time, every day. Thanks for the interview, and best of luck to everyone trying to find me, especially Neil Diesel.
UFC 161 from Winnipeg on Saturday. Light heavyweights, Rashad Evans, Dan Henderson. First round, it's Henderson who floors Evans with a left jab. He followed with a flurry, but Evans would survive the round. By the third, it's Evans on the attack with a flurry of his own. Henderson up against the cage. Now, keep in mind, Evans came in having lost 2 straight, but late in this fight, it was Evans putting on the pressure, landing more blows, and getting more points when it was all said and done. And Rashad Evans is a winner by split decision.
UFC 161, Rashad Evans versus Dan Henderson. Exactly what I said in our previous show. Rashad Evans went in, he schooled Hendo. A lot of people saying that Hendo should have won that fight. I'm sorry, it's a bullshit story. Rashad Evans went in, showed exactly who he is, and he beat him.
Rashad beat him. I didn't think he was gonna. I really thought Hendo would put him to sleep. I thought Hendo had enough wrestling to nullify his, and clearly I thought wrong. Rashad out-wrestled him. He beat him at his own game and got a good win to bounce back from that Nogueira fight.
Yeah, definitely. Then Stipe, of course, beating Big Country over a 3-round slugfest.
I'm going to try and keep my
Awesome
tears
fight.
back. I'm a big Roy Nelson fan, and there's no doubt Stripe just put a beating on him. How he even made it out of the first round, I don't know. That was the highlight part of his fight, was purely surviving that first round. So big win for Stripe. He's really making some waves in the division, making himself known, and can't wait to see what happens next. He's proven he's legit.
Yeah, definitely. Then of course Jake Shields came in as well. He beat Woodley in a majority decision as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with such a hype around Woodley, he possesses such powerful knockout power. Shields obviously a while back having the trouble with the passing and not really, I assume, having his head in the game. He had a bit of an up and down thing since he's been in the UFC.
Yeah.
And he came back and he proved that he is in fact ex-Strikeforce Championship quality. And I thought Woodley was going to put him to sleep quick, and Woodley got home. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board and make sure that I don't know, maybe he must play the game safe and pick a couple of opponents that he has a better chance at dominating and build some hype back around him, because Shields crushed it. For now, Woodley is way down on the ladder, according to me.
Yeah, look, and the pecking order, he's not even in the top 6 as far as I'm concerned.
No, yeah, I think he got pushed down by a very dominant Shields, and we'll see. I really hope they don't ride the Shields banner all the way to title fights and crap like that again. He's nowhere near that. But for now, Jake Shields back.
Yeah, man. Then UFC 162 coming up on the 6th of July. There's only one fight that I'm really interested in here. It's Silva against Weidman. Weidman, of course, being 9-0, 3 of those being via knockout. Weidman is legit. Is he legit enough for Silva?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm not even really interested in that fight. We'll have a talk about the fight I like on that card going up. Silva's just going to beat this kid. He's running into a hornet's nest here. Silva's plain and simple too good for Weidman. He's the only obvious challenger at this point in time. It's not like the UFC threw him in there too quick. But I think he's going to take a beating. I envision a one round of Silva finding his rhythm as he always does, feeling him out. And people saying Weidman's a better version of Sonnen. The better version of Sonnen couldn't beat him. So, you know, Sonnen had his second go at Silva and he still couldn't stop him. I ain't no Anderson fan, but the guy's good. The guy's really good. He's going to knock Weidman out in the second. Yeah,
plain and simple. Then another thing that I got to talk about, and I've been speaking to a couple of people about this, a couple of guys in the States as well. UFC events feel a tad stale the last couple of events, dude. You know, we have 2 fights that are amazing, and then the rest of the card, as far as I'm concerned, you know, for lack of a better terms, is crap.
There's something going on with the UFC. I'm not too sure if it's got to do with TV, if it's got to do with the money game surrounding MMA. But something's not like it. There's so many injuries happening that shuffles the cards around, stuff that they can't really, I don't know, they can't predict these things happening. But yeah, it feels like they're really starting to sell fight cards on 1 or 2 fights and throwing in the other 10 there. That 140 extra fighters they're carrying on their roster, that may play influence, because they've got to have all these guys fighting. So perhaps they're having guys fight that I don't know, the people don't want to see. But we've been seeing the pay-per-view numbers drop, free TV, UFC, which is also... I don't know, which is also putting a big damp on the pay-per-view scene. We'll see. They go through ups, they go through downs. The UFC's made the sport a global phenomenon, and I'm sure they are aware of these things, and they'll pull it through. At some point, I think they'll come right again. They need to, I don't know, I think they need to reevaluate how they get their fighters booked, how they keep them in fights, how they make sure they don't pull out of fights. And then from there, obviously, it snowballs from there. So let's see.
Yeah, man, definitely. All right, then on to another monthly segment we're going to be running. It's going to be called Video of the Month. All of the promotions out there, guys, if you have a video that you think was extremely awesome during that month, a knockout, submission, whatever it is, doesn't matter from what organization it is.
Wait,
MFC,
stop.
IFC.
We never spoke about the Frankie Edgar fight.
Well,
Frankie Edgar Oliveira. There we go, 162. Right. The comeback of Frankie Edgar. This guy is my personal favorite fighter of all time. Of all time. This guy is who I love to see fight. He's up against Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is a dangerous, dangerous fighter. He possesses all the things that Frankie hates to fight, and I'm really hoping Frankie can pull it through. I so badly want to see him back on the W column, and that's the fight I'm looking forward to at 162. Let me tell you guys, fight of the night written all over it. Oliveira is a tough guy to fight, and I believe Frankie's hungry for the win. They've got a big fight on their hands, both of them, and I look forward to seeing the results and discussing it at the next one.
Yeah, look, Frankie Edgar has been as far as I'm concerned, so I couldn't care. That's why I didn't want to talk about it.
Anyway, back to your segment. Back to your segment.
Frankie Edgar, respect, you are awesome. All right, back to our new monthly thing we're going to be running. It's going to be called the Video of the Month. Any organizations out there, if you have a video that's really awesome, of a knockout, submission, whatever it is, send it through to us. Our details are on Facebook or at the bottom here, as you can see. We're going to be punting it as much as possible. Let's have a look at our first video of the month. This is Gordon Rudman versus Jason Pretorius, IFC 3. We're going to call this one Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's me, thank you. The kick's there when you want.
Straight right for your kicks. Put those hands up, Jason.
Yeah, that's
What a video, man. Can't get sick of watching that. That's brilliant.
Oh, guys, please send us your videos through. We want to give as much exposure to as many people as possible. If you are in the MMA game, we want to know about you. We want to tell people about you. All right, then I have decided to bite the bullet. After struggling with my weight for quite some time, going up, going down, this past December I weighed in at 124 kilograms. I managed to come down to 107, packed back up to 112. All right, so we weighed in this morning at 112.7 kilograms. I'm starting a 5-month body transformation. We will do the big reveal on the 1st of December, or whatever our 1st December show is.
Let's get into shape, man. Let's get into shape. Let's do this.
Use MMA.
MMA is a brilliant way of doing that. It's transformed the lives of so many people, and why not have a bit of a track as to how we bring you down into a beach body shape. So
damn right, man. We're going to show
this.
you guys what happens month by month. Give you a little progress report, etc., etc. Not too much of that.
Hard work ahead. Hard work ahead.
Damn right, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into our second show. My name is Wes.
I'm the Rage.
Catch you CageSide.
See you CageSide, guys.